Alright, guys, here we go. July 8th, Saturday, 2023. Please excuse my dry throat. I am drinking some water. I made it down to San Diego, guys. It's really nice. I used the Flixbus to get down here. It's really affordable. My only issue is that, I don't live near downtown LA, so I can't really easily get to Union Station. So it wasn't as cheap as could be if I'm using Uber. Uber's the fastest way to get there, running me about on a good rate, $35, maybe like $50 on a more average rate, sometimes around like 40-45, so somewhere in there. It can be more than 50, but usually I don't really Uber downtown all that much. But I didn't want to take the car from the household and leave anybody stranded till I get back. So I will head out Monday instead of Sunday. I decided not to stay only till Sunday night and leave late Sunday at 7:30 p.m. I decided, after the first leg getting here, I realized, I didn't notice that the bus could take longer than what it stated it could take. Like, I expected maybe within 30 minutes, but it was like over an hour, maybe like an hour and 10 minutes off or so. It said we were going to get here at 2:55 p.m. I arrived at, let's see, trying to go back to where I texted my mom. Let me see, I texted her when I arrived. I don't know when. Alright. 4:03, I had just arrived. By 4:19, I just got to the hotel. I walked from the station to the hotel. So that was an easy walk. But yeah, 4:03. So like, instead of arriving at 2:55. So I was like, okay, that's pretty long. But also there was Friday traffic, and we left at 12:10 p.m. So even when I saw the ticket, I was like, that feels a little fast for a bus, especially on Friday, because usually on Fridays in LA, well, a lot of cities, but in LA, traffic starts picking up at noon, and it doesn't really have that, like, maybe 1:30 p.m., maybe 2 p.m. lull, like, not too much. Like, usually by 1:30 or 2:30 Fridays, traffic is a little heavier than other days, but then from there it just keeps getting heavier. And so I was like, okay, once it hit like 1:30 and we were in really bad traffic, and then once it was 2:55, we were actually at a stop, but only in Oceanside, and we still had like another hour left to go. And so I was like, oh my goodness. So I mean, I wasn't in a rush, but I was like, at least I'm figuring it out now. I didn't feel like I wasted a day or anything, because it was kind of just researching the route and see, okay, is it worth it? Yes, it's cheap, but literally I was on the road from 10:30 to like 4. So like 10:30 ish, like 10:30, 10:30 range. And so yeah, for me that's pretty long. Uh, you know, it's like 5.5 hours. So like usually the trip can take like 2.5 hours, usually 3:15. Driving, if there's like normal traffic, like 3:15 hours. Uh, but 3 hours and 15 minutes. I mean, not 3 to 15 hours. And then yeah. So it's like, yeah, a couple extra hours. Um, but I was just enjoying, learning the route, and it gives me ideas for like if people visit or something. It's like maybe somebody might want to try it, so at least I know a method. Um, I mean, the buses have a bathroom, so at least there's that. Um, it stopped in Long Beach. I think it took an hour to get to Long Beach. Stopped in Long Beach. Not long. It stops just enough for people to get off and on. Stopped in uh, Oceanside. I got out at Old Town, um, and it went on from there. Like I wasn't off the bus long before it left again. I think it goes down to San Ysidro, to the border. So I was like, cool, at least I know what happens. I know that I can get down here to a station, to a hotel, without having to use a car. If I would have used the bus to get to Union Station, it would have taken me an hour and 45 minutes. But I got there about 30 minutes before the bus was going to leave. And I, went to the restroom real quick, got like some snacks, because I hadn't really eaten. I was having a weird stomach situation yesterday. So I had noticed that, my stomach was feeling weird. So that started yesterday. Sorry, that started Thursday. Like most of the day Thursday, because that's the day I woke up with that headache. And so, yeah, I didn't really record yesterday because I was on the road, and I was like, let me just decrease the amount of things I have to do today. And yeah, I was on the road all day, and yeah, that's all I really have to say about that. Like, I was on the road, and yeah, I woke up Friday morning just not, I don't know, my stomach's been a little off, and I don't know if maybe Wednesday I ate something, or maybe it's the supplements I've been having. I think it might be one or the other or both. And so, my stomach's been a little upset lately. Not fully, but I'm like, let me kind of tweak my diet a little bit, because I've been eating some unhealthy stuff. So I'm like, let me just try to go back to the healthy stuff. I'm trying to decide, I don't really like, so today I, am having a self-care day for sure. And I was journaling about my experience this morning, and about, how, you know, I do believe in self-healing. I do believe that people can be healed by others, whether that's other other people, other types of beings, things like that. I believe that people can be healed by others as well, but I do also believe that we can heal ourselves. And I came to some epiphanies while I've been here, um, for my own life, which is pretty helpful. And that's one reason why I like to take trips out of town, is because it gives me more insight into kind of what's going on lately. Because I'm like, okay, things aren't moving as fast as I want them to move. I'm not feeling as healthy as I want to feel. I'm not feeling as, like I'm moving too forward with like the jobs and stuff. And I kind of realized, uh, I do, I'm gonna turn on the AC. I do kind of go with my own path. Now, there's nothing wrong with having a path that I've chosen for myself that's my own kind of unique path, you know? Make it flexible and kind of tailor to myself. I don't feel like there's anything wrong with that. But I am realizing that, there are some things that I do where I might need to focus better and, be more disciplined with some of my choices. So things like what I choose to eat, oftentimes I'm like, okay, let me eat healthier. But then today I was like, why don't I just eat healthy, not healthier? It's like, yeah, I can eat food that's like, for example, like, instant noodles, instant ramen. It's almost a shame to call it like ramen. Like, it's not really authentic ramen, but in a way it's like, well, if the instant ramen also originated in Japan, as did, the legit ramen soup, then maybe it is okay to just still call it ramen. I mean, it's just a weird instant version. It's shameful, honestly, but I mean, it tastes good. Sometimes it hits the spot, so I try not to be too put off by it. I do like it, but there's stuff like that where I'm like, okay, you can dress it up, put an egg, put some veggies, put a little meat, make it a little healthier, but it's like, it's already not healthy. There's nothing you can really do, right? Or like going to McDonald's and trying to eat something healthier. It's like, it's not really healthy in the first place. So it's like, I feel like if those are options, it's good to make an alternative meal, an alternative option out of it, and like make it better if that's the choice that I have for a meal versus like skipping a meal or something. But I also feel like if I can eat healthier, why not just eat healthier food? I mean, I am still dealing with that weird issue that, like, I don't really like to be in the kitchen when other people are in there, so it is kind of annoying for me when I try to, like, go make meals and stuff, and, people are kind of trying to talk to me and stuff. I really just don't like it, and it just is something that, I don't want to hurt people's feelings and be like, I just want to be by myself. But, some people feel like it's like social time, and for me, it's more of like a focused task. I like to just kind of focus. And even when I was coming on this trip to San Diego, I didn't even say anything. I just booked it and then all of a sudden told that I was leaving right when my Uber was just about there. So that was a little easier for me because I was like, okay, I don't have people like, you're forgetting this, you're forgetting that, like, what about this? Like, what about, like, do you need this? Do you want to bring this? Like, do you want to bring that? Do you want snacks? Do you want this? And it's like, the anxiety of other people. It's like, well, if they don't know, they can't be anxious and they can't bother me with it. And so I tried it yesterday and was just, after everything was booked, I was just like, all right, I'm heading to San Diego. It's like, cool. But to me, that was like a better method than yeah, to me it was just a better method. And so yeah, I decided to kind of use that method, Uh, and, because I feel like the amount of times that I've had to explain how annoyed I get, I just was not being heard. And it's like, well, then if, you know, like, I'm not gonna, like, bend over backwards for that, like, I think there's a compromise. And I hope it doesn't sound like rude or mean, but I'm like, to me, that's the compromise. I'm like, well, I'm just gonna do what's better for me then. Uh, because that's definitely better for me. So, um, like, I'm not trying to be hurtful to people. It's just like, dang, I get annoyed. Um, but yeah. So, I think my food just arrived. So, I'm gonna pick that up. Alright, my food arrived. I just had a wellness shot. Um, that was delicious. And I'm drinking a little bit of this smoothie. It's like a peach banana smoothie. I don't remember all that's in it. Peach banana raspberry, I think. It's pretty good. Mm. So for the wellness shot, I didn't have the whole thing. Uh, it was intense. It has a lot of ginger. Um, so I had enough of it for now, just to see what happens. I don't want to put too much weird stuff in my stomach for one day. Um, I already had to try the Pepsi in the morning, and that helped. But then it was like 6 in the morning, and so I kind of got wired too early. And that was not the intention because I wanted to rest longer. Mm. But I don't know if I can go back to sleep. But I figured let me get up, eat. Um, it's like approaching 11:30 now. It's 11:19, so this is the first kind of meal. I ordered a veggie omelet with no cheese. Usually I order with cheese, but I know that like I've got some lactose issues, and so I'm like, let me just not order it with cheese. Like, why do I always order it with cheese? It tastes good, but it's like, if my stomach's gonna be having issues, I might need to just cut stuff out. I don't know if the smoothie has milk in it. Um, but I'm gonna drink down quite a bit of it. I ordered also for lunch chicken and avocado salad. It's got some black beans and things. So I'm gonna have this, the rest of the smoothie with that salad before I leave for the day, or with some of the salad. I don't know how much of it I'll be able to eat, but that'll be my meal before I go out for the night. Mm. Yesterday I couldn't eat too much before I got on the bus. I only ate like a few spoonfuls of what do you call that? Oats. And that's all I could really eat. I think I don't know if I had any coffee. I want to say I did, but I don't really remember. I want to say I had a little coffee, but I really don't remember. Um, and then, yeah, I wasn't feeling 100% yesterday morning. Still coming down from whatever was going on Thursday, I guess. And then this morning, I kind of felt it a little bit again. So I was like, I gotta try to do something about it. Because the Pepsi helped last night, but then it was flat by this morning because it's only cans of Pepsi. The hotel vending machine doesn't have anything in it but Pepsi. That's the only thing available. Of all the water, sodas, Gatorade, Monsters, all that kind of stuff, the only thing is cans of Pepsi. So I was like, okay, at least it's what I need. But I would have preferred a different soda that doesn't have caffeine. I don't really like soda that much, but I didn't want to drink that much of it, and I didn't even drink that much of it because I'm so sensitive to caffeine, I still felt it. So instead of dozing back off after 6 a.m., I just stayed up. I've been up. Um, so that's when I was doing all these self care activities, and when I decided to kind of do some journaling and writing down kind of how I'm gonna spend the rest of my week. Um, you know, because I do feel better being down here already. I mean, even though the journey wasn't that quick, I already felt better just being out of the house and just knowing I was coming on a trip and like doing something else. Like just that alone, I was like, thank God, I'm getting out. Thank God. Um, mm. So it really was an enjoyable trip just because I had a lot to look forward to. Had a good time with a friend. Um, it was a bit heavy. Sometimes catching up can be a bit heavy because sometimes we have things going on. So it was a bit heavy, but there's some other friends I'm still going to be catching up with. I didn't get to talk about like catch up with I don't know. I don't always catch up with everybody about everything because it's just like we're all so busy with everything. But um, hmm, this smoothie is like dripping all over, so I'm trying to drink it. Drink down like half. Mm. But yeah, guys, that's kind of where I'm kind of starting my day is with that kind of food for thought. Mm. So I'm kind of like, you know, gonna work on being more disciplined with a few things, which is kind of everything. But I was able to kind of understand, kind of like, there's a lot of maybe professional, for example, the ways that professionals recommend what to do in a new field, right? Usually, I'm in this program that they teach you what to do, they tell you what to do, they connect you with the people who can potentially be of use. It's not like a very direct one-to-one direct connection, but like I think it's a little more streamlined than your usual job application process where you're cold applying. Like they have people who are looking for people who do our work, like the work that we're going to be doing for the job. So they already have people looking, and we have access to know which of those people to apply to. I have not taken that route. I've taken some rogue route where I've been just applying where I'm applying because I'm just applying. And so it's like things like that where it's like, okay, like there's already a strategy that they've put in place to follow, and I'm not following it. And so it's stuff like that. It's like, I'm not really doing the wrong thing, but I'm not really doing what they explained as the way to kind of get to where they got. So I'm like, well, if I'm not really doing the actual plan, just like when I was doing this Shopify store drop shipping plan class, like just following along with a course and trying to see what results I got. I didn't follow the plan then either. And by the time I finished the project, I was like, well, I even recognized, I was like, I'm all over the place. Like, I'm not even like focusing on the exact method of doing this that they explained to do, but I'm doing it. Like, I'm not like not doing anything, but I'm also not doing the method that they recommend. So I'm trying to work with myself on that because I'm like, okay, I need to follow the plan. And I think the anxiety, maybe just not really feeling fully ready to be like jumping into things, and mostly the anxiety. That's kind of what's getting in my way. I'm like really not um, at my most maybe uh, focused. Like I'm kind of focused, but it's like I'm also a little bit all over the place. So it's like, I'm just trying to determine, and create some kind of a method where I can just follow what it is that I need to follow, really. Like, yeah, like I don't really know if, so I'm looking to see if they gave me, like, any salsa. No. Just strawberry jam and ketchup. Okay. So, yeah. I'm kind of just looking to see, So, yeah, I don't really know what's going to happen exactly, but, I do want to maybe get closer to the methods that have been explained as some of the best methods to take. And I have not been using those methods. I've been making up my own methods. So my methods aren't, they're not fully not working, but they're not tried and true methods. And so I think I need to stick at least to the tried and true methods and see if I can get them to work before I start trying to do my own methods, because I don't really know what I'm doing, in all honesty. If I'm just kind of going rogue like that, I'm just kind of making it up as I go. So, and I think that's going to be more stressful because it's going to be harder to move down to San Diego, and I'm going to get more and more discouraged the longer it takes to get work. I think I do make healthy choices when I'm in San Diego, when I'm just kind of like more focused on my own life, on my own things. Even though, I've always been living with people for the most part. Not always, but for the most part, I'd say always. Like, there were some times, like, when I had more space to myself, but those were kind of alternative kind of options. Like, so it wasn't like a full, like, long-term thing, but I tried out some things in the past that I'm like, okay, like this kind of worked, it was kind of cool, but I need to kind of stick to the plan. So yeah, so I'm just gonna eat and get on with my morning. I'm really trying to focus on my mindset and focus on not getting too overwhelmed with like all kinds of stuff. You hear the train? Good old train. It's the trolley. Yeah, not try to get too. Yeah, I just want to try it. Let me try it. I think that's the only way to feel better and then do better, is to just try those methods, because I'm kind of tired of things not working out the way I want, and I think I can do it. I think I can do it if I'll get out of my own way. So, I'm trying to challenge myself to move over and to get out of my way so that I can do what I need. It's kind of like having this conversation with myself, like, dude, like, change it, but yeah, I mean, I think that's an important insight. Like, I kind of knew it because I could kind of feel it, but it's like this morning, I took time to just think about that, and I was like, okay, like, I need to be more disciplined with my health, with my exercise, with my eating. I need to not You know, if I'm not gonna do it, don't do it. If I'm gonna do it, don't like half-ass it. You know, like, um, but yeah, gotta get the sleep more disciplined. Gotta get the eating right and exercising more disciplined. It's kind of okay, but it's not that good. Like I did fall off for like a little bit. I haven't been in the gym or exercising as much as I'd like, but it's been maybe once or twice a week. So it's like it's better than zero, but it's like those workouts aren't even like full great quality and heavy, you know, like you know what I mean? Like they're not really gonna make a dent. They kind of get me more like limber and like stretched out and stuff, but other than that, they're not really actually getting me like any actual real uh, results, like very visible results. But you know, my weight's pretty maintained, and you know, I kind of lose a little bit of weight here and there, but if I'm not even exercising, but just when I'm eating right, I do notice like my weight does definitely like within the week or 2 weeks, like I will notice like a little difference. Um, and but yeah, I'm just gonna keep working on it. That's all I can really do. I gotta get to this meal before it gets cold, and then get on with my day. Thanks for listening.